Good afternoon and welcome to today's webinar on the voice of the customer, a driver to quality management. Our presenter Joseph McAuliffe is here and I'll hand over to him in just a moment, but I'll just talk you very quickly through these housekeeping tips that should help the afternoon go smoothly. The slides that you see as well as the recording of the webinar will be sent to you in an email with links to our SlideShare page and our YouTube channel. When the webinar finishes, there'll be a survey that pops up and I ask that you just give it a few moments of your time to give us your feedback, to tell us how we're doing or where we can improve. And lastly, as you listen to Joseph speaking, if you have any questions that you want to ask, if you look at the bottom right hand of your control panel, you'll notice a question box, and this is where you can communicate with us. And Joseph will allocate time at the end to answer your questions. So without any further delay, I'll hand you over to Joseph. Thank you very much for being here.
Right, thank you, Shadi. Hello, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. My name is Joseph. I come from an organization called BEAT. BEAT standing for Business Excellence in Achieving Transformation. Mainly BEAT is active in Europe, in Malta, and in the UAE. We do help organizations implement improvement initiatives with their processes, starting at strategic level or operational level. Part of the services that we offer is enabling improvement, enabling quality systems, enabling business transformation, project management, and the sort. Today, our discussion will focus mainly on customer experience, on quality management, and how maybe some people do not fully appreciate the need to understand the customers. We need to remember that we are in the business because there is a customer who needs our service or who needs our product. Had there not been that customer, what's the scope of us being there? Sometimes we fail to see this, and we tend to take for granted the need that is being expressed by the customer. Not listening to our customer means we may very easily drift away from the actual need that is being expressed by the customer. Therefore, one question that one would need to ask is, are we actually listening to what the customer really wants? What they need from us? Are we providing the service that our customers are expecting, or are we providing the service that we are capable of delivering? We might be very effective and very efficient delivering a service that the customer doesn't really need. The risk being that our survival is very much short-lived. Therefore, we need to ask ourselves that, listen, what is the need? What are the expectations of our customers? What are the customers telling us? Not only what the customers need today, but where is the customer going? What is the direction that our customer is leading us onto? If we do not anticipate the needs of the customers by listening to them, we might very easily lose out on satisfying their future needs. A few questions that perhaps one would need to ask is, do we engage with our customers? Do we fully integrate with our customers? How confident are we that we know what our customers really want from us, really expect from us? Do we understand customers' demands? We might be delivering a service that satisfies current customer demands, but do we deliver their future demands? Are we planning in our strategy, in our organizational strategy, to actually satisfy their future demands? We need to understand where our customers are going. What is what is being satisfied today might not be the need in the future. Unless we listen to and anticipate what our customers really want, we do this by engaging and understanding their needs, we might not understand the direction that our customers are going. What will be their future expectation? We need to understand what their expectations are, because in order to respond favorably towards their anticipated needs, it might take time for us to build up, to mobilize our resources and structure and strategy to actually satisfy their needs. If we are late in the business, our competitors might very well take over our market share. If we are not listening, how can we know whether we are satisfying their needs? And if we are not satisfying their needs, how can we know what is not satisfying their needs? Very simple cases are daily situations we find ourselves in. Unless we walk into an outlet that is selling commodities, and we find the commodity we are looking for available on the shelves, the next thing is that next time we need that commodity, we'll probably go look at the outlet next door. Why? Because our anticipations would not have been fully fulfilled. This happening means possible risk in loss of market share, loss of business. Loss of business can happen by not anticipating, following, and going along the trends that our customers might be expecting of us in the future. Therefore, can we afford not to listen? Can we afford to ignore such vital information that is sitting out there with our customers? Starting off from the original statement that we did, customers are there because they are telling us what they need, and we are there to deliver the service that they are expecting from us. If that alignment is not there anymore, if we lose that alignment, if we lose the direction that the customers are telling us, how can we satisfy their needs? Missing out on this could potentially mean loss in business. Satisfying the needs is not the only thing that is significant in this aspect. Satisfying the needs is the basic minimum. What we need to do is also make it a good experience. I can speak of a number of cases that we have come through in our experience in dealing with different organizations, whereby you might have an organization, an agent, an outlet selling very good quality product. But dealing with the organization could be a nightmare. Net result being that customers rather not go into buying that product, not because the product is not good, but because dealing with the agent, dealing with the retailer, dealing with the company that is representing the good quality product is not a good experience. We need to offer the entire activity as a positive experience. Product quality, dealing with our people, dealing with our staff, our front office and back office staff. Customer experience is the most significant factor in the success of our organizations. Product quality is one of the significant factors. Service quality is one of the significant factors, but let us not forget or underestimate the customer experience. We might have all been out across the weekends in some restaurants or entertainment venue, and have actually had the pleasure to delve into very good quality food, cooked to our liking, very good value for money, but then the music might be a bit too loud in the restaurant. We cannot talk to each other. It is too commercial or too classic for our liking. The food might be good, the service might be good, but the background environment might be rather annoying. You are there risking the fact that your customers, although they love your product, they love your service, but the fact that the environment is not comfortable to their likings, they might not turn back next time. They might even share their experiences with their friends, multiplying the effect of negative propaganda. So we might be trying very hard in delivering the best service. We might be paying very highly experienced chefs to work in the kitchen to deliver the best kind of food. We might be investing in representing a very strong brand, a very good quality product. But then dealing with the organization could be a nightmare. I can also mention experience with car dealers. I know of a particular case, a local dealer dealing in a very high quality car. No problem with the quality of the car, reliable, latest designs, fantastic product. But if you happen to have a little accident and you manage to break one of the wheels on the car, your car might be stuck in the garage at the agent, waiting for the agent to order a wheel for your car. Why? Because they do not stock sufficient parts for all their models. Having a good quality car, having a nice design, having a reliable car is all fantastic. But the experience in dealing with spare parts could be a nightmare. I know from experience that this car dealership was actually suffering low sales simply because the experience that customers who already owned that type of car were not very happy with the after-sales service being offered by the agency. Does it mean that the car is no good quality? Does it mean that it is not worth the investment? Maybe it is. But the experience in dealing with having a fault in your car, having an accident and you need to replace a simple thing such as a wheel on the car, waiting for a few weeks until you get your wheel replaced is unacceptable. So the perception that we impose on our clients, on our customers through a bad customer experience could be very, very damaging. So let us not forget that the most significant factor that could make or break our organization could actually be the overall experience that we project on our customers. Customers come to us through various starting points. We can get walk-in customers walking into our restaurant. We can get customers who get to know about us through web searches or sales agents. We could be participating in a very important fair or an event. We could be promoting our organization through social media or printed media. Different input streams to get the reach of our customers. Once the customers get to know about our organization and they establish the first contact with our organization, any of those opportunities they would normally go through a sales process where obviously our sales department will try to engage the interest of those potential clients into actually making a sale with them, getting their go-ahead to conduct business with that potential client, onboarding the client into actually entering into a dealership with us, into a contract with us, making an actual sale, delivering the actual service. Once our potential customer has been onboarded and became an actual customer and he actually bought our service, bought our product, after sales service, after sales support is a key element. Sometimes things do go wrong. Sometimes the quality of our product might fail us. Fine, okay, things do happen. Customers might want to have the opportunity to complain about the quality of the product. How do we deal with that complaint? We cannot say that if we do receive an actual complaint, this is something that is going to break our organization directly. It is actually an opportunity to convert even stronger that customer who might be complaining about the quality of the product or the quality of the service by showing the customer how much they mean to us and how well and professionally we can take care of their concern and turn around their potentially negative experience into demonstrating to them how well we can care for um, uh, for rectifying that mishap could actually be a good promotional opportunity to show our customers how professional we are in dealing with problems. Shying away, admitting that we having a complaint is shameful is not always the right reasoning. There will always be some opportunity for things to go wrong. Let us not be too dreamful. Hmm? But let us take that opportunity for demonstrating how well organized we are by tackling and managing customer complaints in a very professional manner in such a way that we turn around the customer experience into actually building further loyalty and bringing in subsequent orders, promoting our superb support with other entities that the customer comes across. So if we do manage to take the journey through the organization positively, giving the ultimate in customer experience, the opinion formed by our customer about our organization could actually help build the loyalty towards our firm, towards our brand, securing subsequent orders. We need to make sure that the journey that our customers take across our organization at every point of contact that the customer makes with our organization at any point, front office, back office, support, complaints, after sales, is a way of forming a very strong bond. And we need to make sure that we protect that bond as strongly as we can so that eventually the loyalty is built into the customer. Let us not forget that sometimes we need to actually surprise our customers. So the first principle is let us offer a positive customer experience. We offer a customer experience that is positive by taking the opportunity of each interaction with our organization to make it positive. Even when things don't go quite well, there is a complaint, there is a concern, let's show our customers how professional we are, how well prepared we are, how systemized we are at dealing with their concerns. And offering them the best service that one could expect. That is building a positive opinion of our organization. Offering a positive experience once is not good enough. We need to be consistent in what we deliver. We need to be consistently good. Walking into a restaurant that sometimes offers good food, sometimes does not offer good food, means that next time you walk into that restaurant, you don't really know what to expect. If I consistently offer a bad service or bad food in my restaurant, being consistently wrong means that my clientele, my customers know that every time they come to my shop, they can expect bad service. They can expect bad food. Net result, don't go to Joe's restaurant. The decision is clear. If sometimes I offer good service and sometimes I offer average service and sometimes I offer bad service, next time clients are going to come into my restaurant, they don't really know what to expect. Why? Because my service level is not consistent. The experience or the quality or of the product or the service I am offering is not consistent. Not being consistent means that we don't really know where we stand. Being consistently wrong can result in a shift in identifying what are our faults and shifting them and improving them to make them consistently right. But being inconsistent makes it more difficult to control. The process becomes much more difficult to control and improve because we might not know well which issues to tackle. Ideally, our customer experience, our product, our service quality is consistently good. Sometimes it is also a good idea to surprise our customers, to give that wow effect to our customers. Driving up into the fuel station to fill up my car with fuel, I would expect as a minimum that the fuel attendant will walk up to my car, grab hold of my key, open the fuel cap and fill up the car, hand him my credit card, debit my credit card, close off the fuel cap and drive off. If that is consistently the service I expect from my fuel attendant, that's fine. If at times I pull up on the fuel station and the fuel attendant says, yeah, Joe, you can get out of your car and fill up your own car. Yeah, I don't feel like getting up today, or I'm too busy, I don't have the time to attend to your car. That is somewhat inconsistent, yes? Would I need to get out and fill up my own car when the attendant is doing something else, or will he take care of that? That is not exactly what I would expect. But on the other hand, if I pull up on the fuel station and he consistently collects the key, fills the car, closes the cap, debit my card, and off I drive, that's a consistent service. Occasionally, if the attendant would clean up my windscreen, polish my car, wash my car, that would be additional value-added service being offered by the attendant. That would wow me. Yes, it would make me feel much happier. Next time I go to that fuel attendant, will he again clean my windshield? Will he not? So yeah, we start raising expectations. So if last week the guy did fill up my car and he actually cleaned my windscreen, would he be doing that again next week when I pull aside on his fuel station? Will he not? Okay, so again, we need to be careful that when we do surprise our customers, are we increasing the expectations of those customers? Will they then start expecting that service to be offered consistently? Let us not forget that with the aspect of globalization through social media, the number of social influences that different media are pushing out there actually shows that people would tend to take recommendations much more seriously when they read about them on social media than they actually do when they see the advert to your product or your company. So let us not forget that with the masses of data being shared constantly on the different social media, it is very easy for an annoyed customer, a customer who has not had the best experience from your organization, to very quickly splash it out there through any type of social media being available to him at the time, and leaving a very strong influence on colleagues, friends, and the general public. So we have to be very careful in making sure that our customers are getting their expected value from our service, from our product, and not only that, but making it a pleasant experience. Because a negative comment on social media could damage seriously our reputation. Right, many organizations, they invest in customer care setups where they do attempt a number of frontline support personnel who interact directly with the customers to capture their feedback and refer this into our organization by registering that feedback into a system, by sorting out any concerns, by answering complaints, by rectifying any issues that might be of concern. The only thing that a traditional setup, a two-layered setup might impose is that sometimes we fail to have to instill consistency within how we deal with customers. Our frontline support might not consistently deal in the same manner with our customers. And therefore, one interaction might be dealt with differently depending on who you are dealing with on the frontline support personnel. In order to mitigate this aspect, the current tendency is to introduce a central layer that fits between the front end and the back end levels of the organization, whereby we introduce a predefined process which will act as the glue between the people and the systems in our organization, so that all interaction with customers is dealt through a predefined business process that would be defined within that layer in the middle, and therefore you are dealing with your customers in a consistent manner. And the material, whether you are in the same country, in the same region, or in a different region, you build brand consistency. And what best is it that when you deal with a brand, you're dealing with a brand immaterial of the location, immaterial of who you speak to, immaterial of the culture. It is very important that when we deal with our customers, we deal with them in a anticipated manner, in a way that customers know that they're dealing with your organization. They like put a label to your organization, and they know that they are going to be consistently dealt with in a consistent manner, whoever they speak to, wherever they speak to them. Business process management is helping organizations define how they deal with front office support when people are dealing with customers. Therefore, it acts as if the layer in the middle to simplify, first of all, how we deal with customers, to facilitate and automate interaction of reporting and data handling that is being pushed in or extracted from our organizational database, such that we offer a consistent service, a consistent approach towards our customers. Having predefined business processes that can be re-engineered to be as effective and efficient as possible, that can be customized depending on the service that we are offering, helps in generating more consistent, high-value customer experiences. Generating, interacting with our customers can generate potentially a lot of critical data. Most of the times we find that our clients are actually doing their best at interacting with the customers. You have an organization, they do have their customer care department, they are receiving calls, they are interacting with the customers, they are asking the customers, they're gathering information, and they literally gather information to store it, to tick the box in saying that they are capturing customer client information, client data, but they do very little with it. Let us not simply gather the data, gather the information from our customers simply for the sake of having a very well-packed database sitting in our organization. Let us convert that data that we are capturing from our clients into critical information that helps us anticipate where the customer is going. We are capturing a massive amount of data, a massive amount of information. Let us make good use of it. Let us use it to conduct the proper analysis, to do our predictions, to do our planning, and to influence the strategy that our organization needs to take in the future in order to answer some of the questions that we came about with at the beginning. Where is our customer going? We will only know where our customer is going if we do the proper analysis, the proper investigation based on actual data that our frontliners would have gathered through interaction with our customers. Therefore, what needs to happen is not only do we interact with our customers to gather as much data and information about them, but let us use that data intelligently to tell us where we're going. In this time and age where we are hearing the big words called big data, yes, we know that through big data, through the amounts, the masses of data that I can capture from my clients, I can intelligently use it so that I can do my predictions, do my analysis, and understand better my customer. Simple example, let's take the case when you go shopping in your department store. Once a week, you might go to the department store, make your weekly shopping. Yes, you walk in with your credit card full of credit. You walk out of there with a bouncing credit card that's heavily debited. But nonetheless, you've picked up all your needs for the week, all the food items, the detergents, the extra bits and pieces that we tend to buy as we go through our department stores, and eventually we are swiping our credit card to debit to pay for our bills. The cashier at the till point is swiping across each item, reading the barcode to generate the bill. The amount of data that we are leaving behind in that department store could very well be part of the frontline layer that captures data about our customers. If I walk out of the department store and the cash till has registered 5 packets of baby nappies that I have paid for through my credit card, you know who I am, you know that I bought 5 packets of nappies, you know that there's a baby in the house. Can you use the data to streamline the kind of advertising that you are going to push into me through my email or through snail mail if you like, and customize the advertising that you put onto my SMS or web links to promote baby items, because probably those are the things that might interest me, knowing that I cashed 5 packets of baby nappies on my shopping every week. the amount of data we are leaving behind, we need to understand it. We need to absorb it, digest it, analyze it, and actually do something with it. Using it intelligently can help us understand who our customer really is. If we understand who our customer really is, we can anticipate what will tickle my senses, what will strike my interest. I can therefore customize the type of attention you give to me in your advertising campaigns. Next time I report into the store. By analyzing that kind of data, we can predict and understand where we are going. And we can do this through well-defined business processes that sit within the middle layer while interacting with the databases that we might have in our system in order to offer standardized approaches in how we tackle our customer interactions. Okay? Therefore, we need to make sure that we build in consistency in our process, consistency that will make sure that the way we handle customer data is as efficient and as effective as possible in order to enable us improve our interaction with the customer. Understanding well our customer needs, analyzing the data that we can capture of our customers helps us understand where our customers are going, helps us adapt our strategy, helps us adapt and change and evolve our processes to offer better services. All this forms the basic concept behind implementing quality management systems. We might have all heard about quality systems such as ISO 9000. Incidentally, last September, the new standard has been issued, 2015. But in essence, the function of quality management is it's very much customer focused. The focus is about making sure that the customer experience, the quality of our service, the quality of our product is well defined and meeting customer expectations, and we are improving our processes internally and externally to make sure that we deliver a product, a service that is to the quality expectations of our customer. Understanding our product quality, understanding our process quality, and doing it better, understanding it, analyzing it, re-engineering it, improving it. Therefore, quality management systems are very much mechanisms that help us define the systems we have in place within our organization in order to help us systemize our activities, offer them in a consistent manner, and analyze them to make them better, to make them more efficient, to make them more effective. Systemizing our processes does not mean casting them in concrete. We need to make sure that our systems, our processes are adaptable to system changes, to environmental changes that are influencing our activities. So one thing that I fear is when we see organizations that do system defines, they define the system and they cast concrete over it. So they define the process and then they cast it in concrete by, for example, hard coding it into an IT system. Hard coding it into an IT system is fine because it makes the system more robust, more rigid. But the problem is that we don't operate in a vacuum and our environment will change, our policies will change, our legislation will change, our internal policies will change. And unless we are capable of modifying and adapting our processes in time to make them current and not let them go into a state of mediocrity is critical. Therefore, we have to be careful in not casting concrete onto processes that might work fine today, but difficult to change within a few months when the need arises. So we need to make sure that whatever business processes we tend to automate, we automate through business processes that can be adapted easily in the future. Okay. Normally, this is done through business process management seats rather than heavy IT systems that are very much more rigid, hence the concrete I'm referring to, and therefore very susceptible and very difficult to chip into to change if and when the need arises. Naturally, in order to provide an excellent quality product, an excellent service quality, an excellent customer experience, we must provide the tools that are necessary in order to actually implement the process effectively. Okay, the tools are there to help us, but the tools are not the limiting factor behind improvement. Improvement comes about having clearly defined methodologies, having the processes defined and the methodologies that make up that process clearly stated, defined in sequence with the rules that apply. If we don't define the rules of our process, it means that we might not be consistent in the way we handle those situations. Therefore, it is very important that when we define the methodologies that make up our processes, the methodologies are clearly defined, the sequence of activities are defined, the tasks are defined, and the decisions to be taken, the criteria upon which those decisions are taken are clearly spelled out and defined in order to enable us be consistent in outcomes derived from those methodologies. That is the fundamental thing in building a consistent system. Having the tools to back us up will definitely help, especially in today's environment where the masses of data that we are providing, the numbers that we are handling, the types of data, the expectations from the data. Yes, we do need the tools being IT systems, physical tools, policies set in place. They all help us in being more consistent and in handling the masses of the data that we need to handle in daily life. Quality systems are there to help us. Quality systems are there to enable us to measure ourselves and to improve on what we are doing in our organizations. Okay? One of the key things that we need to answer is how do we know that the customer experience that we are offering today is somewhat better than that offered 6 months ago? How will we know that the customer experience that will be offered in 6 months' time is better than the customer experience being offered today? Unless we measure the right parameters, we might not be able to answer these questions. If we are not able to answer these questions, how can we know that our customer experience is improving, is keeping up with expectations? How can we know where the customer is going? How can we anticipate the future expectations of the customer? So going back to the first question, can we afford not to listen to the customer? From our experience, it is one of the first and fundamental key parameters to be put into any organization, measuring customer satisfaction, measuring the opinion of the customer, measuring the perception of the customer, and analyzing that data, understanding it, and taking action on it. It is not always easy to measure customer expectations. Measuring the perception of a customer, it's not always easy. And it very much depends on the type of business you are in, the type of product you are offering, the type of service you are offering. So let us not underestimate the complexity that one might find in understanding the perception, the opinion of the customer. But it being a difficult task does not exempt us from actually challenging it and actually implementing it. Because failing to implement it means we are not listening to our customers, meaning that we would not know what is wrong with the service that we are offering to our customers. So going back to the first few questions that we raised, let us make sure that we are listening to our customers. Let us make sure that we are capturing that data, that we are digesting that data, interpreting it, analyzing it, understanding it, and doing something with it. Those were some thoughts that I wanted to share with you today. I will spend, I'll give you some minutes to actually put in some questions. So if you do have some questions to put in, please type them onto your interactive control panel. Right. Okay, we have a question here. Let's see what it says. How do you see evolvement of customer service practices, especially in the Middle East? How do you benchmark them with respect to world-class practices? Right, okay. Working in the Middle East and working in Europe, on a personal experience, I can say that customer experience and hospitality in the Middle East specifically is given very, very high priority here. So therefore, I would think that it would be safe to say that many organizations we have come across in the region, in the Middle East region, have demonstrated a very strong evolution in offering customer service, customer experience, value to customer. Naturally, this comes at a price that in Europe might be prohibitive to actually offer. As you know, human resource costs in Europe varies with other parts in the world. What can be offered through human resources in one part of the world cannot normally be offered in other parts. Therefore, I would dare say that if you can invest in customer services through the investment in people to handle the different situations, fine, so be it. But let us not also forget that there are other ways how we can improve the efficiency and the effectiveness and the overall opinion that our customers form on our organizations and on our services through identifying efficiencies and effectiveness within our process. Now, as you know, a process is normally governed by 5 or 6 elements. Okay, one of them being people, others being the environment within which we are in, the methodologies, the measurement, identifying the methodologies, how we deliver our service, okay, and making sure that that methodology is free from unnecessary process wastes may in actual fact help us deliver a service that is affordable, that is exceptional, that is of high value adding. Offering a service through methodologies that are highly wasteful, that are making people wait, sitting behind queues, delays in responses, are all things that will tend to negatively affect the perception of our customers. Therefore, we need to make sure that our business process is well defined in such a way that it cuts down on any unnecessary process waste. And process waste could be anything to do with delays, queues, movement, storing, handling things, making the process work inefficiently and ineffectively. Therefore, we tend to see that in certain elements, certain regions, certain service providers focus very much on hospitality, on customer services, and they do a very good job at that. But then they might fail dismally or not meet expectations when it comes to the actual core activities. Maybe we might offer the best hospitality that one would ever hope for, but then not fully understand what the customer really was expecting. And delivering something that is not exactly what the customer might have been expecting in the first place. So therefore, we need to make sure that we strike a balance, that when we do try to offer the best customer experience, hospitality, taking care of the customer, making them feel welcome, making them feel comfortable and safe is a very important element and one that will leave an impression for sure. But it is not the only thing that one would need to focus on. There are other elements which could be the accuracy within which we understand the customer and the precision with which we deliver the outcome to that customer. Right. We have another question about defining the business processes. Yes, sure. So when we are trying to deliver a service or a product within our organization, we tend to see that most organizations think vertically. They think departmental, functional, unit-wise. Let us not forget that delivering a process could be understanding the need of the customer and actually delivering that need and satisfying the need of the customer would tend to request us to go through a number of different divisions within the organization, a number of different units within the organization. So if we had to recall back to having the process layer, the business process layer within our front office support line, if we do not systemize the way we tackle the customer expectations, the customer responses through a well-defined business process, we might tend to be inconsistent in the way we offer our responses. Offering a response to a customer need may very well need us to go through different departments, different functions, different units in order to get the right responses. If we don't tackle that need in a consistent manner through a predefined business process, following some predefined rules, we might risk in offering a service back to our customers that is not consistent every time. Therefore, building in and defining a business process, how to handle customer interaction, defining that and actually systemizing it, perhaps even through automated IT systems. Unless we do that, we risk to be inconsistent. Therefore, putting in a business process definition within the layer enables us to tackle interactions with our customers in a consistent manner, immaterial of where we are interacting with the customers, who is interacting with the customer, and what the situation is. So we firmly believe that business process management plays an important part in defining, through consultation with the expertise we have in the organization, to define the process and put in that process layer we mentioned earlier to fit within our front office to back end routines, so that we always tackle interactions in a consistent manner. Right, we have a very good question here. How to satisfy some kind of customer expectations when they are actually asking for too much? Their expectations are too high. Okay, so many a times that could be the result of our own bad doing, raising customer expectations too high. We need to manage expectations. We need to market and promote our service to the level that we are capable of delivering it. If we promote a service that is not to our capability, if we drive customer expectations higher than we are capable of delivering, then it falls back on us, because customer expectations might be too high, because we might have raised them ourselves through over marketing our service or our product. And then, because we are not rigged up to meeting those demands, customer expectations are seen not to be fulfilled. And therefore, we might tend to claim that the customers are expecting too much of us. That could be one scenario. The other scenario could be that customers today are intelligent. They do their research before they go into the procurement phase. They might do their research and benchmark what other services can be offered. Now let's face it, if you are aiming at a service level targeted towards certain customer needs, that is your target audience, and you have to provide service and promote your service or your product towards that level of clientele. I will put in a simple example. Every morning, as I drive on to work, I need to stop for grabbing a very quick coffee that I can sip on while I am stuck in my traffic jams. The coffee shop I stop by to grab my coffee is more of a fast food outlet that will normally offer me a coffee in a cardboard coffee cup with a lid on top that does not spill in my car, and that I can dispose of in the trash can when I get back to the office. My expectations from that coffee shop is that they can offer me a quick coffee, a good quality tasting coffee, but offered to me fast, quick, conveniently, spill-proof, and easy for me to dispose of the container once I'm done from my coffee. That coffee shop needs to target people like me who are on the go, in a rush, just grabbing a coffee on the move. That is the target market that you are selling to. On the other hand, in the weekend, when I want to stop by and sip a coffee and relax, looking at the view, I live very close to the sea, therefore it's nice to sit by a coffee shop and enjoy the view on the sea and the fresh air from the sea. There I decide that I want to spend a good half an hour sipping a nice cup of coffee, which could be the same quality coffee that I get from the fast food outlet, but this time in a proper coffee cup with a teaspoon, with a coffee spoon, with a saucer, and maybe a little biscuit to go with it. My expectations in the both scenarios are both of me grabbing a coffee, a good quality coffee. So I'm not debating the content of the coffee. What I'm debating is how it is being served. One needs to be served fast and conveniently in a disposable container. The other one needs to be served diligently, neatly, in a proper coffee cup with a coffee spoon and with a biscuit next to it on a table that is draped with a nice tablecloth. The level of service of my expectations are totally different. So therefore, if I am targeting the elite coffee shop with expectations that I offer coffee in a nice China coffee cup. That is my expectations. That is what I promote. That is what I serve. But if my capability is to offer a fast coffee in a cardboard container, let's manage the expectations of our clients in expecting that, not something differently. Okay, so we have to be careful how we pitch our marketing. So we need to be careful that, yes, sometimes we do see that our clients are expecting too much of us, and we need to ask, is it our own doing? Are we promoting too much of high expectations that we cannot deliver? Is it because the customer does not quite understand what we are offering? Therefore, we need to educate and inform the customer that we are a fast food outlet or we are a relaxing high-end niche coffee shop, so that their expectations are managed. Very well. I don't see any more questions coming in. Of course, you are very welcome to post questions later on the website. You are very welcome to look into Informa's vast list of training that we do offer in this aspect, and also in business processes and similar topics. Okay, we have training running regularly within different parts in the Middle East region and elsewhere. So do feel free to browse through there, and if you have any queries, to pop them by Informa, and we will try to answer them as we go along. It's been my pleasure to share my thoughts. Hope that you have taken some value out of this. Until we meet again, goodbye.